Hi Internet, Bryce here. Welcome to lovely Southern California on this finally rainy day. You might notice that it's cloudy finally and nothing's on fire, I hope. There's some snow in the mountains and I am wearing my But First sunscreen shirt, which even though it's raining, I still put on sunscreen first thing before I go outside because that's just a smart thing to do. Welcome back to my channel. We've done a lot of pit crew videos lately and here I'm just chilling out in nature. And I just want to take some time to talk about what you like about the channel and things that I can share over my many years on the show, combined with, being an aerospace engineer, running 100 miles multiple times, rock climbing, volleyball, professional photography. I've done a lot of things and I'd like to share and hopefully help you out on how I manage to juggle everything and how I frame everything so I don't get burnt out while I'm trying to do like a million things. So let me tell you three things. One is, how do I do so many things at once? Hint, I don't do them all at once. Second, how do I focus on the thing at hand without worrying about the 40 other things going on in my life? And finally, if I'm actually focused, how am I enjoying each thing I do? How do I enjoy ultra running? How do I enjoy time with my friends? How do I enjoy work even if it's stressful? So let's get started with step one, which is don't do so many things. I listed a lot of things, right? Aerospace engineering, volleyball, rock climbing, 100-mile races. I'm on drag race, traveling, making YouTube videos, sometimes streaming on Twitch. You might notice I'm only doing one or two of those things at a time. I can't spread myself that thin and do justice to any individual thing because you require at least a substantial amount of time, like say photography, for instance. If I took a photo once every 3 months, I'm not gonna get better. I'm not gonna remember what I'm doing on the Lightroom and all that stuff. Or 100-mile races. Like if I'm only training once or twice a week, I'm never gonna be able to run 100 miles. I'll literally die on a mountain. Hopefully not this mountain, I'm fine. But slow down, and if you're like me, you might like a lot of things, but realize it's okay to just pare it down and only do a few things at once, because you might be really cool. And like, I love painting, I love photography, I love all these things, but you can't do them all at once, and it's okay to come back. It's actually really fun for me revisiting old hobbies that I used to do maybe 5 years ago. Like when I pick up a camera, now it's nostalgic. It's like, oh cool, I haven't done photography in like 3 or 4 years, and it's new and it's fresh, and I'm not stressed about trying to fit in photography with 40 other things. And bonus tip, just like you can't spend your time on a million things at once, financial advice, don't spend your money on a million things at once. Like plan for the future and allocate on important things. This is something that I've been learning over the past decade or so. My analytical engineering brain loves to organize and compartmentalize things. So watching finances, like, are you maxing out your 401k match? That's free money on the table. Are you utilizing a Roth IRA? Are you even invested in the stock market? Is all of your money sitting in, say, a checking account, not earning at least like 3.5% interest in a high yield savings account right now? There's a lot of things that you can do with your finances to also free up time in the future so you can do even more things you like. So an example that I did, I recently got a very long commute. You know what I did? I got rid of my V6 manual Camaro, which was still a really cheap car. I got it used at a Mercedes dealership for a huge discount, and it was like the very base model. And I got a white Prius. Yeah, super cool car, but hey, it gets me 50 miles to the gallon and I don't have a car payment and I hardly ever have to maintain it. And it's not the sexiest thing in the world, but I'm not spending money on a $150,000, like, I don't know, F-150 Lightning. So just plan for the future. And a thing I'm gonna talk about later is imagine your future self looking back on today. Like today I'm thinking, oh, it's kind of cold maybe, but I'm gonna imagine, wow, it was so nice to just enjoy this outside time. I'm also going to enjoy the fact that, oh, maybe I was using a 401k and I can retire one day instead of blowing all my money on an F-150. So when I've picked the 3 or 4 things I'm actually gonna be doing and I've kind of let everything else fall to the wayside, when I'm actually doing the things like running my ultramarathons or doing my engineering job or whatever it may be, how do I not worry about the very next thing I'm doing and I can actually stay present in the thing I'm trying to focus on? Writing it down. My brain does not need to be constantly thinking about the 40 things I'm gonna do in a week. I will write it down in a spreadsheet, and you might think, oh my gosh, a spreadsheet, I hate spreadsheets. Then write it down on paper or maybe an app on your phone or something like that. Whatever's easy, just write down like roughly an ideal week for you of what you're gonna get done. And then you can see like, oh my gosh, my Tuesday has 40 things on it and my Thursday is empty. Maybe I should move stuff around, call my friends, you know what, maybe we can push dinner to Thursday. I'm swamped on my Tuesday. However you can write down what you're gonna be doing, A, helps you not be overloaded on a particular day, and B, when you're actually doing said thing, like say you have a final tomorrow and you're studying, you're like, I got 3 hours to study. When you're studying, you're thinking about, say, biology or whatever history thing you're studying. You don't want to be thinking about, oh my gosh, I got to go grocery shopping tomorrow and then call my friend back because we got to reschedule the thing on Tuesday. And then, oh my gosh, and then I have a shift tomorrow that I've got to call so-and-so to switch around. That'll happen after. And if you've written down that you have to go do those things, your mind doesn't have to remember all of that at once and you can actually focus on what you're doing. So that's been really helpful for me when I'm like at my engineering job and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I've got filming tomorrow maybe, and I've still got to run to, when am I gonna fit in running? I'll lay it out on a spreadsheet. That's what works for me. That's what I actually use. Whatever you actually use, go for that. I don't really like paper because I forget where I put the paper. So I just don't use paper. So use what works for you. Write down what you're gonna do, and then you don't have to remember it in your brain and you can stay focused on the things you pick to do. But what about if I don't actually enjoy all of the thing I'm doing? Like if I'm running, running's really hard. If I'm studying for a goal, you know, studying can be pretty taxing. How do I keep on doing the few things I've picked, even if I'm staying focused, and really enjoy it? So a trick I like to use is I think about myself 20, 30 years in the future, looking back on today, thinking, today's the good old days, right? You're not thinking about, oh, I was kind of tired when I woke up and I was a little dehydrated, I had a headache. You're thinking about, say you're in school. Oh, I get to say hi to all my friends all the time. You're not thinking about, oh, I'm in a cramped dorm room, there's no space, the food's like kind of meh, I don't have a lot of money because I can't go out and like get these fancy meals all the time if I wanted to. No, you're thinking about when you're looking back from the past or into the past, you're thinking like, oh my gosh, I had all my friends around me. That was so much fun. So think about today from your future self's perspective and just think that this is the good old days. Like, I might not be out here tomorrow or the next day, like this could burn down. You never know. So even though it's a little cold and chilly, I'm not gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember I was out in nature and I got to talk to you and give you some advice that hopefully resonates with you and can help you in whatever you do. I've been hiking for about an hour now and I'm actually, despite the weather getting a little hot out here, and not everybody might know this, but even though it's cloudy outside, you can still get sunburned. So I'm gonna go reapply some sunscreen and stay safe from these cloudy, harmful rays. All right, bye.